What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another MLB High Five video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. I want to do something fun and exciting on this video right here. All right, what I want to do is everybody, I want you to comment down below who you think is going to be the highest scoring batter. Okay, let's skip pitching. All right, just batter. Predict your highest scoring batter and try to predict their fantasy total. If anybody hits the highest scoring batter in their fantasy total, I will give them $100 under this video right here. Okay, so comment your guess down below in the comment section. After the slate tonight, I'll go check it out and then I'll announce the winner in the next video. All right? So make sure you try that out. I'm going to make my own prediction at the end, but we'll see. All right. Stay till the end for the home run predictions. Greenlightdfs.com to join the squad. By the way, a lot of people have asked me about the MLB Optimizer. We had it up last year. They're wondering where it's at this year. The developer is finishing up some things that we wanted to add to it, but it'll be up in any moment now. Okay. In the next few days or so. I'm going to start doing the high five videos on the MLB Optimizer at Greenlight DFS. Okay, so the MLB Greenlight Optimizer, I will be using that to do the videos here soon, and y'all will be able to use that as well. That'll obviously come with your packages at greenlightdfs.com. When you join up for MLB, you'll have access to the MLB Optimizer automatically. Same thing with NBA. When you join up for NBA, you get access to the NBA Optimizer as well automatically. So let's get it. All right, with that being said, let's get straight into this slate. Starting off at pitching. We have DeGrom, unfortunately, going to Coors. At the end of the day, though, honestly, if we end up having plenty of value and we feel like it's fine, I would be fine with going DeGrom in Coors. But the problem is there's a bit of a weather issue in this game as well. So once again, DeGrom could end up having a rough start here. He was supposed to start yesterday. Game got postponed. Now he's in Colorado, and the weather's supposed to be bad there again. So it's very risky to play any pitching here in this one. It could possibly end up being a game that we fade altogether, unfortunately. I know that sounds crazy, but depending on how the weather's looking later, I mean, I would expect them to play through it because it's Colorado and, you got to kind of be used to things like this. But they are supposed to get hit pretty hard today, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm going to go about it as if the game's going to play, but I'm not going to recommend any pitching. I will say this. If the weather's going to be good enough so that pitching is safe by later tonight, I think DeGrom is fine. I'm not scared at all about these Colorado bats, even in Coors. Okay, earlier this year I played Trevor Bauer against them, and he got like 25 against them. I was in Coors. I was not worried about it. Jacob DeGrom, same thing. I'm not too worried about it. I would play DeGrom. I would not have any worries at all to play DeGrom against these Colorado bats right now, even in Coors. As long as the weather says it's okay, though. All right, but as of right now, I'm going to skip that because we don't know. All right, so I'm going to start it off with Frankie Montas. Let me type it in because I'm not seeing him. Frankie Montas from Oakland against Detroit. Sometimes Detroit shows up and they demolish pitchers, and sometimes they just get struck out a ton. At the end of the day, Detroit's lineup has over a 27% strikeout rate versus righties. That's the good part here. Okay, at the end of the day, their offense can show up from time to time. That's the annoying part about Detroit, but at the end of the day, the stats don't lie. They strike out a lot. They strike out over 27% of the time versus righties. They do have some guys in this lineup that can hit with some power and stuff, and they could touch them. But the best part is Montas is in a pitcher-friendly ballpark in Oakland. Vegas only has Detroit at 3.9 implied total, so that's one of the lower on the slates. I like Montas a lot here in this one at 7-3. All right, next pitcher that I really, really like. Hold on, y'all. Let me plug my laptop in. Give me 1 second. Literally live in video. Live in the video. I gotta plug my laptop in. Hold on. I'm not gonna cut this out or nothing. I'm gonna keep it just real. I'm not gonna cut this out or nothing. Let me plug this in real quick. Okay. As you guys know, my videos are literally live. Literally doing it as we speak. But I had to plug that in because last thing I want is to be almost done and it die, and then we had to restart. All right. So Montas and then Andrew Heaney is my next pitcher that I'm going to go with. These two guys feel like some pretty safe mid-range pitching today. Now, if you end up being able to spend up, like I said, that's fine. But as of right now, I'm I'm really liking the prospects of Andrew Heaney and Montas. Heaney's going against Minnesota. They have almost a 23% strikeout rate versus lefties. They're another offense that can show up at times, okay? Especially versus lefties. You know, you got guys like Nelson Cruz against them and stuff like that. But I love Andrew Heaney's strikeout rate. He can give up a couple home runs and still make it up in strikeouts. He looked very good against Toronto, which is a dangerous offense this season, in his last start. Pitching 6 innings, getting a quality start, getting 9 strikeouts, only allowing 3 hits and 0 earned runs in Toronto. All right, so with that, I mean, I'm expecting him to come in feeling confident here. Like I said, Toronto is no slouch of an offense this season. They're a solid offense. So I think that Andrew Heaney is a solid play here at home in Los Angeles, which is, again, another pitcher-friendly ballpark. So I like Andrew Heaney here. All right? But as always, you guys can spend up. The spend up options that I'm liking on this slate, let's go ahead and look at them real quick. Max Scherzer sticks out to me because Arizona's offense is so bad. I know they just blew Corbin up yesterday, which I'm not even going to get started with that. But forget Corbin. I'm just going to move on with my life. But Scherzer is Scherzer. He's a different level than Corbin is. He's at home in Washington going against this Arizona squad that just went crazy yesterday. I would expect him to kind of come back down to reality here in this one. Scherzer could end up being solid at 10-4 as a spend up today. Let's see. Who else? Anybody else? Urquidy maybe against Seattle. Seattle's offense has been blah. But outside of that, I've really touched on pretty much the pitching that I'm interested in today. All right, let's go to the outfield. I got a couple plays in the outfield. I'm going to start off with Brandon Nimmo. Got to start off with Nimmo because at the end of the day, he's a Coors bat. He's got the lefty-righty matchup, most likely leading off against Chi Gonzalez, whatever. Going against Gonzalez, fantastic matchup in Coors. High total from Vegas. Lefty-righty leading off. Brandon Nimmo is also just a consistent, solid bat. Put him in the Coors Field, and I really, really like him at 4-1. He's one of my favorite bats on the slate for sure. I definitely, if I had to pick a side of this game, it would be the Mets side today. All right, obviously, I don't want a ton of Colorado bats against DeGrom. All right, so I would pick Mets bats if I had to choose. All right, now outside of Coors, I don't want to stack up a whole bunch of Coors bats for y'all because y'all know play them if you can, if the weather's permitting. Mitch Haniger, I played him yesterday. He got a home run for us. He's in just a great spot. Guess who's been crushing right-handed pitching? Mitch Haniger. All right, he has been hitting righties very, very well. He's been having a fantastic season right now. He is just incredibly hot. Mitch Haniger is a fantastic option at 3-2. He's just too cheap for a guy who's just been killing it. Plain and simple. I mean, he was just 3.8 a couple days ago. His price just dropped to one of the cheapest he's been all season outside of a couple times. April 2nd through the 5th, he was 3-1 and 3-2. But outside of that, I mean, this is cheapest he's been. So, and he's been just lighting it up against righties. So, Mitch Haniger's a fantastic option. Last but not least, I think I have a low-owned spend-up guy that's going to go slept on because there's a game in Coors, and I think he's going to have a huge game, and he's just been killing. Justin Turner. Justin Turner is a guy that might possibly get slept on today because at the end of the day, he's not in Coors Field, and a lot of people just, when there's a game in Coors, they just stack up Coors and hope for the best, right? But with the weather being how it is and possibly the situation not being as good as we normally see it in Coors, I mean, obviously it's still going to be hitter-friendly regardless, but if the weather's super-duper bad, you might want to consider other avenues, especially when it comes to spend-up guys in Coors. Because obviously, not only is the weather bad, but the prices are hiked on a lot of these Coors bats. All right, so you're going to have to spend premium prices on guys who are in very bad, weather games. I know me personally, I'm not a professional athlete, but if I had to play in the snow or anything even under 60 degrees, you know what I mean? If I had to go out there and play at anything less than 60, I'm shutting down. My body will shut down if it's colder than 60 degrees, okay? Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, Justin Turner, let's talk about it. This dude's been absolutely destroying left-handed pitching. On top of that, Weathers, pitcher for San Diego, has been giving up power to righties. I think the Dodgers are sneaky. Vegas has their total at only 4.3, but Justin Turner has just been absolutely phenomenal versus lefties so far this season. 448 average, 621 ISO. I mean, he is absolutely dominating. 21 and 30 DraftKings points the last 2 games. Ridiculous. Now he's got another lefty here in this one. It is in San Diego, which is more of a pitcher-friendly ballpark than a hitter-friendly ballpark, but I don't care. Justin Turner is a guy in GPPs that I absolutely love today. I think he's going to be very low owned, and I think he's got some high upside on this slate. All right? Now, you guys know what time it is. Get your pad and paper out, and let's see how accurate we can get on these home run predictions today. Let's see how many we can get right. Now, remember, comment down below your highest projected batter and what you project them to score. Now, you don't have to get exact. If anybody gets fairly close, I will, choose y'all. If you get within like a decimal or just 1 point, maybe, like I'll take that. You know what I mean? So don't stress it. One guess per person. So spam that guess down below, and let's get it. Now, home run predictions. Now, here we go, guys. As normal, I'm going to be talking about everybody on the slate. So if there's any like earlier games or night games that aren't on the main slate, I'm still going to be talking about them as well. If I mention them and you don't see them, that's why. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, let me start off my home run predictions with saying Justin Turner from my high five. I have to put him in there because he's just had such crazy power this year against lefties that I have to add him in on the home run predictions. All right? Now, next up, I'm only going to go about 5 guys, right? Because if I go 20 guys, there's no way all of these guys are going to hit home runs. So here we go. I love Andrew Heaney today, but I cannot avoid saying Nelson Cruz is going to hit a home run today because he's facing a lefty, and plain and simple, it just is what it is. Okay? Nelson Cruz versus a lefty is always in play. So, there you go. Next up, I have to mention this guy as well because he's facing against a pitcher that struggles so bad versus righties, and unfortunately, that is a horrible thing for this guy, and it is Franmil Reyes. Franmil Reyes is a huge power upside bat. 299 ISO, smacks right-handed pitching, and he's going against a guy who struggles versus right-handed bats. This is a tough spot for him. He's going to struggle here, and Franmil Reyes is in a fantastic spot at 4.6. Another guy I want to talk about is Gary Sanchez, 303 ISO. Obviously, you've got Judge and Stanton and all those guys. I'm not going to get into adding a ton of New York guys, but I am going to say Sanchez gets one today at 303. I believe it's been a minute since he's gotten a home run. Let me check his game log real quick. How long has it been since Sanchez hit a home run? Sanchez has not hit a home run since the beginning of the season, I believe, on opening day. Oh, well, the first 2 games of the season he hit home runs, and he hasn't since. This is a fantastic position for him. The wind's blowing out in this game. It's a great game versus Wacha. So, yeah, I love Gary Sanchez. So, Cruz, Franmil Reyes, Gary Sanchez so far. Let's see. I'm really taking my time on the home run predictions today. I really want to try to get every single one of them. And I'm looking for guys at lowish prices, too. All right. Oh, I've got one for you guys. I got a value bet that I'm predicting a home run today. All right, and I love him as a value on this slate. I did not talk about him in the high five, but Rougned Odor. Our boy Rougned Odor left Texas. I was a little sad by that, even though I'm not a Texas fan. But, I mean, the dude's been on the Rangers for so long. It kind of hurt my heart a little bit. But Rougned Odor is in a fantastic position here, okay? Odor has a 280 ISO versus right-handed pitching. He's got the lefty-righty matchup. He's facing a bad pitcher. Wind is blowing out to right, which is great for lefties. I love Rougned Odor as a value home run at 2.9, and then I'm going to finish it off with my boy in the high five, Mitch Haniger at 3.2, who has a 261 ISO versus right-handed pitching. So let's get it. I'm feeling great about this home run predictions. All right, make sure you write these names down. I'm about to repeat them again. Let's see how close we can get today. Nelson Cruz, Franmil Reyes, Gary Sanchez, Rougned Odor, and Mitch Haniger is the 5 home run predictions that I'm planning on for the day. Put down below who you think will be the highest scoring batter. Obviously, your highest scoring batter most likely is probably going to get a home run today. So put down below who you think is going to be your highest scoring batter of the day and their fantasy total. And then I will choose a winner to give $100 if anybody gets it close or even gets extremely accurate. Extremely close. You don't have to be identical, but if you get extremely close, I'll count it. Thank you guys for joining me as always, man. The high five once again, Montas, Heaney, Turner, Nimmo, and Haniger. Have a good day today. Greenlightdfs.com. Join the squad, and let's